This is the very gentlest practice that is designed to promote relaxation and help you prepare for sleep. This is in an effort to support your body's recovery. So it's great anytime throughout your cycle, especially if you've had a particularly challenging workout. It's great in the first half of the cycle where maybe you have some muscle soreness and you've been moving through more intensity. This can support that really great, deeply restful sleep that will help your body recover. It's also suitable in the second half of your cycle where we start to see some mood disruptions. We start to see sleep disruptions that happen in the luteal phase as our hormones are rising. So we come into that high hormone state, and then as they shift back down and drop pretty steeply toward the end. So this practice I find to be supportive for all phases of your cycle, especially when you are needing just that little bit of added support for sleep. I recommend having a rolled up blanket. I've got a nice cushy blanket for that added comfort under the sitting bones, and the knees will be in only grounding posture. So we're staying very close to the earth in seated, quadruped, and then supine positions. So this one, very soothing. It's a great way to kind of release any tension that you might be carrying from the rest of your day. And what I love about this practice is it gives us a way to reintegrate at the end of the day. We kind of start the day kind of whole and one, and then as the day progresses, our mind goes in one direction, our body maybe goes in another, and we get a little bit fragmented, and that can leave us feeling unsteady, uneasy when it's time for sleep. So this practice kind of calls all those parts of ourselves back to center so that we can reintegrate and feel really at ease for that great night's sleep. So my hope for you is that you feel relaxed and ready for that deep rest by the end of the practice. Let's get started. Welcome to this short and sweet practice that is designed to promote relaxation and prepare your body for sleep. We'll start in a comfortable seated position. I have a rolled up blanket underneath just to provide that added layer of comfort. You can use a towel or a cushion, anything that's going to bring you more support under the sitting bones and different parts of the body as we stay in a mostly grounding position. So we'll stay really close to the earth for this practice. Let's begin by just allowing your body to show up. If it feels okay, you can close your eyes. And when you feel your body kind of settle in, then invite your mind to join. So I feel like sometimes part of what keeps us from this restful place at the end of the day is we sort of allow ourselves to become fragmented. We allow our mind to travel to other places as our body is anchoring us to a restful place. So, really make that intentional call to mind, call to arriving. And we can do that by simply noticing how your body feels, perhaps scanning from head to toe, maybe paying attention to the sensations you experience in the room, be it sound, smell, temperature. And then start to deepen your breath just a little bit. I encourage you, if you can, just to follow the sound of my voice and keep either eyes closed or a soft gaze, just to sort of cultivate that quality of turning inward, of kind of shutting down the system so that it can rest. Only when you're ready, let's inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. And then we'll take the right hand down, left arm stretches up and over to the right side, body stretch. And with all of these postures, these shapes that we create, let them be just kind of a little bit less than your max effort. So rather than trying to bend as far to the side as you can you kind of back that off just a little bit so that you feel this kind of quality of ease and effortlessness? Let the shoulders stay soft and relaxed. And then as you come up through center, bring that hand to the opposite ear. So left hand to right ear. Encourage your left ear toward your left shoulder. You might move that opposite hand, so your right hand forward and back, releasing any tension you might have carried with you in the neck. Maybe moving the chin side to side, shaking the head yes and no very slowly. And then as we release that stretch, bring your left hand behind your head. Let that elbow open nice and wide. Big inhale breath here. Inflate the chest. And then as you exhale, cross the body, bring that elbow to your right knee. Nice and slow with breath. Inhale, open. And exhale, twist. As best as you can, keeping the hips nice and stable. Let this be more about movement and articulation in the rib cage, the upper back of the heart. Inhale, big breath. So we're looking to kind of uncouple the pelvis and the rib cage here, free the spine, and allow this rotation in the upper back to happen. Let's get 2 more here. Exhale, twist. Last one, big breath in. And exhale. Come through center, gently release the hand. Let both arms rest by your side just for a moment here. Notice the difference you might already feel from one side of the body to the other. And then we'll move on the other side. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, left hand comes down, right hand reaches up and over to the left. Again, resist that temptation to maybe push beyond or to seek the most extreme sensation. And instead, allow that quality of effortlessness where it's all about the ease. Really anchor your sitting bones, your hip creases down. And then slowly we come up through center, right hand to left ear. Encourage your right ear toward your right shoulder. And you might move your left hand forward and back. Really seeking the sensation that feels most appropriate, most restful for you. You might move the head slightly left and right, forward and back. Really just looking to give any tension a way out. And we'll release that neck stretch. Bring your right hand behind your head. Let that elbow open nice and wide. Big inhale breath here. Exhale, twist to the other side. So right elbow to left knee. Inhale, open, expand. And exhale, twist. As best as you can, keeping that length in the spine even as you come through the twist. Notice any difference you feel from one side to the other. For me, this side, a little bit more tender, a little bit tighter. Telling me perhaps I'm carrying tension in a somewhat uneven way from one side to the other. Big breath. Let's get 2 more. Exhale, rotate. And a gentle pull of the navel toward the spine to stabilize as you twist. Slowly come up through center and release the hands by your sides. Give a shimmy and a shake. Just feel and allow that movement to land. So really absorbing the quality of the movement. And then from here, I'll continue mirroring you in movement. We'll take the right leg out to the side and take your left foot to the inner right thigh or even slightly wider. And then we're going to kind of turn so that you have more of a 90-degree bend between the legs. So you want to rotate your body over that right leg as best as you can. Again, we're not really trying to force any particular shape, just finding the ease wherever we can. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, fold over that right leg. Again, here you might be tempted to really kind of push the stretch or to get the maximum sensation available. But instead, I want you again to just kind of back off that end of the spectrum and stay in more of the ease. You might take your left hand, gently press your left hip crease down. So you feel that stretch in the lower back as well as the hamstring. You can encourage the back of the right knee down to help activate the top of the thigh, which signals a release in the back of the leg. Let your head be sort of free to move. It's heavy but relaxed. Let's enjoy one more big breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll slowly come up. Allow that left knee to open once again. We'll reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, side bend once again. This time I want you to take your left hand, wrap it around, find your right hip crease. As you do so, bring your right ear toward your right shoulder. So again, similar shape here, but we're just allowing more space, more relaxation in the neck, the shoulders. This is a space where we often hold tension from our day. And it might be a subconscious pattern that we don't even notice that's sort of keeping us awake, keeping us in that active mind space. You might take your head down and slightly back, left and right. And we'll slowly release that stretch. Take your right knee, bend it behind you. So now you have this sort of zigzag shape in the legs. And then we're moving into a hip flexor stretch. So we're going to take your left forearm back down to the floor, reach your right arm up and back. Here, I want you to feel as much space as you can between the inner right knee and your right armpit. So really lengthen those 2 points in space away from each other. This is a great way, especially if you have a lot of sitting or maybe you've been driving today, to release the hip flexors, to release any holding that we have there and allow all the muscles around the pelvis to relax. And I want you just to circle that top arm. So take it all the way around through the full range of motion. And again, this doesn't need to look a certain way. You might have the elbow bent, you might have the fingers soft. We're not looking for perfection or anything here, just allowing movement to circulate through the body. And again, giving any tension an exit strategy so that we can rest. Let's take one more big circle with that top arm. Then we'll slowly come up, come onto the left hand behind you, and just for a moment, allow the hips to lift. So reach up and back. Maybe you bring that top hand behind the head. Really lift through the armpit, elbow, shoulder. Has that quality of a back bend. And then we slowly come down. Back to our seat. Now we're going to extend both legs out long. And again, here, this is a great place to really practice that backing off the extreme sensation. So I do want you to feel the slight tilt forward with the pelvis so that you're on the front of your sitting bones. I want the feet to be flexed, so you're encouraging that activation on the front of the leg so that we can really relax the backs of the legs. And then any amount, begin to walk your hands forward. Maybe you can come to forearms if that's available. And then wherever you are, please allow your head to hang heavy. We're looking for extension in the spine, so that long spine, but it's okay to feel a bit of rounding, a bit of that kind of energetic turn inward. You want to keep your feet facing toward the sky, toes reaching toward the ceiling. And just notice the waves of sensation. You might feel kind of that gripping when you first come into the stretch. But then as your body continues to receive that signal and as you continue to kind of send the message of it's okay, gradually with each breath, the muscles start to relax and let go. Last big breath here. And slowly walk the hands up. So again, we're not spending too much time in each individual pose, just giving the body some movement medicine before bed. Now we're coming into upward table. So I want you to bring your feet pretty close to your sitting bones, parallel the feet, legs, and knees. And then you can have your hands behind you. I want you to hug the heels of your hands together. Have your fingertips facing out to the sides. And then nice and easy, simply lift up into your upward table. Press through the heels of the hands to feel a stretch across the chest. Curl your hip bones toward your low ribs. And then only if it feels okay, I want you to draw the chin back toward the throat. So you're sort of tucking your chin in and then send the head back. Let that release. You should feel a stretch across the throat, really opening those pathways. We'll be here one more big breath. Really press through the heels of the hands. And then slowly come down. Back to center. This time, we'll extend the left leg out to the side. Bring your right foot to the inner left thigh. And just as we did before, we're going to turn over that left leg so that you're squaring hips and shoulders with the extended leg. Then we'll reach the arms up and overhead. And exhale, fold over that leg any amount, head to knee pose. This is Janu Shirshasana in Sanskrit. One of kind of the best postures I've found for lower back tension. It's a great way to kind of release the bones in the base of the spine, kind of invite more balance from left to right. Again, you can gently press the back of the left knee toward the earth if you wish. And notice any gripping that you have. So for myself, I feel kind of that holding pattern in the shoulder. So trying to kind of let any of that go. So you're always seeking that effortless quality. We'll be here one more big breath. And then slowly walk the hands up. We'll let that right knee splay out to the side here. Reaching the arms up once again. As you exhale, lean over to the left. This time take your top arm, wrap it around behind you, find the left hip crease. Let your left ear melt down toward your left shoulder. And here, just explore that sensation in the neck, around the collarbone, the jaw, kind of this very strong muscle in the neck that can tend to get a bit tight. Just allowing some softness to happen there. And then we'll slowly come up. Let's bend that back knee so that you come into this zigzag shape once again. Now we'll take the right forearm behind you. Let it find the mat. So that again, we're trying to find as much space as we can between the inner left knee and the left armpit. So you can reach that left arm up and overhead, maybe even behind the head here. So find that position first, find the sensation in the hip flexor first, really anchor the inner left knee to the mat. And then we start to circle the arm nice and easy. So here we are kind of lubricating the shoulder joints so that you don't come away with any stiffness from your day, and sort of let all of that go. You might reverse the direction. Let's take a few more circles here. You might kind of round the upper back as you come through, stretch across the shoulder blades. And we'll slowly release that movement of the arm. Come up onto your right hand. Then any amount, I want you to lift the hips up. Find that sort of back bending quality where we're arcing the upper back out and away. And then slowly release. We'll now turn to the short edge of your mat. Come on to hands and knees, tabletop position. You can let your wrists rest under your shoulders here. Spread the fingers nice and wide. I want you to take your time with this cat-cow spine. So as you inhale from the tailbone, shine your sitting bones back. Feel that ripple up the spine all the way to the crown as you gaze up. Then from the tailbone, begin to curl under, coil the belly in, wrap the spine, press it up, press down through the hands, chin to the chest. Again, reverse it. Inhale, see if you can lengthen the breath even more. And exhale, coil the body in. Feel that pull to the center. Press down through your hands. Broaden the shoulder blades apart. Inhale. And exhale. Feel almost like wings spreading across the upper back, back of the heart. Last one here. Inhale. This is where you might start to close the eyes naturally. Exhale. Come back, find your neutral spine here. So tabletop position once again. Then we'll start to walk the hands slightly forward, coming into a puppy pose. But I want to create a slightly different arrangement with the arms. So come down onto your forearms, press the palms together, elbows are under the shoulders. So you have kind of a dolphin shape in the arms. Then I want you to soften heart, belly, chest back toward the thighs. Let your head drop through the upper arm bones. Keep your hips lifting up and back. Keep pressing your forearms down and out. You might even rest the crown of the head here. And then almost like a mini cat-cow spine, I want you to sort of puff the upper back, round the upper back, and then soften heart, belly, chest toward the floor. Let's create this pulse, this breath through the spine, round the upper back, and then soften. Feel the rib cage sort of more spacious. Let's take one more round of that sort of micro cat-cow movement just in the upper back. And soften, exhale. And then we're slowly going to come up, moving into a prone downward facing twist. So I want you to take your knees, tuck your toes under, lift your knees slightly, and turn your knees to the left. Bring your right hip to your mat or to the blanket. Then bring the arms out to a T, and you'll bring your left ear to the mat. So we have a little spinal twist. I'm going to keep my right ear to the mat just to preserve the sound quality. But you have left ear to the mat, so you have this rotation in the lower spine, mid-spine, all the way up to the neck. Feel that stretch in the outer hips. And again, release any need to kind of stack the hips in a certain way, to place the arms in a certain way. Just sort of allow your body to be heavy. So you will feel some sensation in the legs, but let this be very grounding as you sort of give the weight of your body to gravity. And when you're ready, take your left hand, create a little bit of space so that you can thread your right arm through. Now you're on your side body here. And then I want you to keep the legs as they are. Just start to open the left arm out to the side, gaze over the left fingertips. So now we're in a supine version of the twist. Just notice how the sensation changes. We have a very similar arrangement in the body, but now we're upward facing. We have all this space above the body. We'll enjoy a few rounds of breath here. Again, if you feel called to do so, just let your eyes close. You might just adjust the brightness of your screen so that it's only as bright as it needs to be. Kind of surrendering to that pull of darkness toward rest. And as you're ready, let's just switch the arrangement of the legs. So we'll take your knees now over to the left, gaze over your right fingertips. Again, resisting any temptation to try to fix the position of the legs or to change anything. Just let the body kind of rest wherever it lands. Again, we'll be here just a few more rounds of breath, really feeling that stretch in the low spine. You might take your left hand, gently press the right hip bone down and away. And then with your right hand, I want you to close the arms. So you roll onto your left side now. And then we'll keep the legs in as they are, stacked as they are. Press your right hand down to come into your downward facing twist on the other side now. So we lower the right ear to the mat, let the arms come out to a T. Legs stay as they are. Again, just noticing the different quality that comes when you're downward facing. Feel the support of the earth underneath you, unwavering, where you can really let go. You can release all of your weight, both physical and the metaphorical weight of your day. Just let it go here. Let's enjoy a few more rounds of breath. Noticing the sensation in the left hip now, the left thigh. And then in your own time, start to walk the hands under the shoulders. Press your body up just enough so that you can turn back to your tabletop. This time I want you to lower onto the floor, so all the way onto your belly. If the blanket is comfortable, you can leave it there under the hip bones or set it to the side. I want you to create a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead there. Bend your knees, hug your heels toward your sitting bones. And just windshield wiper the shins side to side. So really one final movement to help the lower back relax. And then release the legs down. Again, if this feels comfortable, I encourage you to take a downward facing Shavasana. Really feel the grounding, kind of releasing your energy body into the floor. But if there's any discomfort or you find being on your back to be more supportive, maybe on your side, I want you to start to move to the place that feels most welcoming, most easeful. We'll be in our resting pose next for a minute or two, because hopefully you are well equipped for rest now and you can pour yourself into bed. We need to just let the hips sway side to side a few more times here. Let your eyelids grow very heavy. If you wish, you can bring your arms by your sides. Just any place that they can rest easy. Take a nice sigh through the mouth. Release control of your breath. Let it flow naturally in and out. We'll move toward quiet now, whatever that looks like for you. Allow your thoughts to grow more spacious, more distance between each one. And wherever you are, only when you feel called to do so, start to gently change the position of your body, maybe rolling to one side. Taking your time as you transition now from your resting posture to a comfortable seat. So slowly pressing the body up, letting your eyes remain closed if that feels good. Once you find yourself in a comfortable seat, just again scanning from head to toe, noticing any change that has taken place, that you might honor that transformation, however small, that you might celebrate yourself for promoting relaxation, for allowing this space, for very wisely and intentionally preparing your body for sleep, creating more of a ritual around your sacred rest. Let's bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Take a huge breath in. And with a sigh, exhale. If you wish, you can blink your eyes open. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for inviting Lune into this very sacred part, this sacred ritual in your day. I hope that these movements, that this practice has completed kind of that relaxation response for you and allowed you to be more ready for sleep. I hope you have the best night's sleep this evening. So thank you for being here and for letting your body be moved.